Okay, I hope you have found video 1 sampling made easy and video 2 sampling methods beneficial to your understanding as an introduction to our next chapter, sampling. So in chapter 25, for section 1 to section 4, alright, these are the things that you need to read up on your own. Okay, but before you actually do that, I would like to actually emphasize on certain things. You must make sure that you understand these following definitions: the difference between sample and population, what is the meaning of random, what do we mean by sampling frame, and what is the meaning of mean, standard deviation, and variance. Alright, you must also be familiar with the Greek symbol mu, which represent population mean, and the Greek letter sigma, which represents standard deviation for the population, and when squared it becomes variance. From the definition, then you need to understand that there are 4 common types of sampling methods, alright, as you have seen in the video, and they are simple random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and the last one, quota sampling, and which from the video is also known as convenient sampling. Before you commence on your reading of the lecture notes for this section 1 to section 4, I would like to point out to you some of the typographical errors found in example 3 and example 4 part 3. So what I will do now is I'll go to example 3 immediately, and then I need you to actually rectify this error on your own. So for example 3, explain how systematic sampling can be used to select a sample of 250 tickets with serial number printed on it from a population of 5,300 tickets. Right. So for these 5,300 tickets, okay, as we have shown in the earlier part, alright, and you should have already read, in order for you to draw 250 tickets, what you need to do is to find the K value, which you do by dividing 5,300 with 250, and this will actually give you 21. So from these 21 tickets, you are going to randomly select one ticket first. Say in this example, we actually happen to select the 8th ticket in a random manner. Alright. Then consequently, in this case, we will select every 21 tickets, alright, commencing from the 8th ticket. Alright, so it will be the 8th, 29, 50, and 71. So can you also please change this 20th to 21st, sorry. The next typographical error that you need to actually take note of is in example 4 part 3. So in example 4 part 3, okay, please note that this should be 8 and not 5. Now in example 6, we talk about a particular city where certain information on the number of residents according to race is given as follows, as what you see here. Now a sample of 40 residents are to be chosen for an interview, and in this question you are asked to explain how the sampling methods are to be carried out. And the sampling methods are: number 1, stratified sampling, and the second one, quota sampling. And you are also asked to state the advantages and disadvantages of each method. Now I will not delve very deeply into this particular example. What I'm going to show to you is just how to actually get the numbers for the part 1 stratified sampling. The rest of it you can read it on your own and understand it yourself, and we shall clarify if we need to during tutorial. Right. So for the stratified sampling, in order for us to randomly select the required number so that we can get a good representation of 40 residents according to the proportion of the different races, alright, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, So for the different strata, Chinese, Malay, Indian and others, in terms of the races, according to the information we've given, the number of residents for Chinese, let's say 744, Malay 93, and so on and so forth. So according to the proportion of each category of race, alright, we need to actually get a proportionate number out of the 40 residents that we need to choose from, and that is obtained by getting the proportion of, let's say for the Chinese, 744 divided by the total number of residents, which is 930, and then times the number of residents that you want to select in your sample, and that gives us 32. Okay, you can get the rest of the proportion for the different other races in a similar manner. Now the essence of sampling is very simple. Very often we actually just want to find to study certain characteristics of a population. Many of times our population is just too big, and economically it's not very economical to actually carry out a study on the whole population. So what we need to do is actually select a certain sample from within the population that could actually give us a good representation of what we want to know about the larger population. Right? So this is basically essentially what is sampling, and in order for us to actually draw out from the population a very good sample, we must employ some processes to ensure that the sample that we select from this larger population is representative. So section 1 to section 4, I will leave it to you to actually read up, and we shall clarify in the tutorial if we need to. Okay, once we start to do the questions from the tutorial.